Hi, and welcome to our SoMAS and Sustainability Studies Prospective Student Chat. My name is Christina Ozelis. I go by Chrissy, and I am the academic advisor for all of our sustainability and SoMAS majors here at Stony Brook University. So before we begin and introduce our majors and talk a little bit about our programs, I just want to mention briefly that participants could write in your questions below and we'll answer them in video. And if we don't get to them, we'll answer them individually for you guys. So we're going to begin now. So we have 9 majors in total in our programs. We have atmospheric science, coastal environmental science, environmental design, policy planning, ecosystems and human impact, environmental humanities, environmental studies, marine science, marine vertebrate biology, and sustainability studies. And we also have a geospatial science minor. So the cool thing about our courses is that they're taught by world-renowned professionals. Your professors are going to be researchers and lawyers, scientists and politicians, economists, scientists. And another really cool thing about our programs that really kind of sets us apart is you're not just a number in our classes. You are a face, you are a name, and we get to know our students very individually. So in fact, College Magazine actually rated us number 4 in the top 10 best colleges for marine science, which is a pretty big deal. So to start off, we have our atmospheric and oceanic science major. So it's about 65 credits approximately, and it's a Bachelor of Science degree. It's going to focus heavily on math, chemistry, and physics. And in this major, we have 2 tracks. We have the meteorology track and the climate track. The meteorology track is going to focus really heavily on science and specifically physics and math to forecast the weather and use computers to map and do analysis work. The other really cool thing about this track is successful completion of this track meets NOAA certification requirements for entry-level government meteorologist positions. So this is really great for students who want to go into graduate school or any kind of academic work after. And it's also really good if you want to go into government work or even work in NOAA. And then, like I said, we have our climate track. So this is going to focus more on statistics and oceanography as it pertains to the environment and the climate. This is great for students who want to go into more private sector jobs, instrument companies, airline companies, weather support, climate modeling, those kind of things. And we have a student here who's going to talk about her experiences. So if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Katie, and I have really enjoyed being a meteorology major here at Stony Brook. Some of the really cool things that the courses offer beyond math and physics is there are more specialized classes such as radar and tropical meteorology, extreme weather, in addition to some more forecasting and synoptic-based classes. Most of the professors are really, really cool, and the classes are really small. As you get towards your upper division classes, there are about 6 people in a class, which is really awesome because the professors can really dedicate their time to you and get to know you. The program also coincides really well with other aspects of SoMAS, such as clubs and a lot of research opportunities. I actually do research with tornadoes and radar, and there are a lot more other research opportunities like modeling and games.
Excellent, thank you. So next we have our coastal environmental studies major. It's about 73 credits, and it's a Bachelor of Science degree as well. This major is going to place an emphasis on the hard science aspects of the environment. So you're going to think physics, think chemistry, think biology. So if you absolutely love those subjects and the environment, this is a great major for you. We have some really cool courses in this major, like chemistry for environmental scientists, coastal oceanography, coastal zone management. And a lot of students in this major like to get internships. The internships and later jobs that they go into tend to be in areas of geoscience, environmental science, coastal restoration. A lot of times, too, they go into local government, local advocacy work, and both private and public sector jobs. So again, we have another student here, Lucy, who would like to talk about her experiences with the coastal environmental studies major.
Thanks, Chrissy. Hi, I'm Lucy. I'm a senior coastal environmental studies major. I also minor in GIS, if you guys have any questions about GIS. I can answer them. And the one thing that I love about the coastal major is that it's so interdisciplinary. Like, you learn the practical theory of different processes that go on in your own backyard or in the ocean, and then you get to apply them in different experimental classes and different research labs. Now, I've been fortunate to have a research position with the university for the past 3 years, where I get to integrate what I learn in the classroom with my own research on a bay that's literally right behind my house. And I got to present that at a conference that I was at like 5 minutes right before this entire thing started. So the coastal program will definitely set you up for different positions within government. Right now, I'm interning with the Department of Environmental Conservation, doing some sort of mapping with their Division of Water Resources. And I've seen folks from the program go on to be with nonprofits, with the federal government, with local government, and it's such an awesome program.
Thank you. So we have a lot of cool things for students to do. If you can name it and you want to do it, there's probably a way that we can get you into it. You'll see all of our programs are multidisciplinary. They're all integrated. You're going to learn a whole bunch of things about a whole bunch of different programs. So next we have our environmental design, policy, and planning major. And I have Morgan sitting next to me. So this major is about 69 credits, and it's a Bachelor of Arts degree. This major is going to focus on urban planning, design, policy making, sustainable development, mapping, technical writing skills, and geospatial analysis. So students in this major tend to get jobs in both the public and private sectors. They're going to do LEED certifications, urban development, sustainable planning, work in green industries, and do a lot of urban design. Morgan's going to talk about some of her experiences now with the EDP major.
Hi, my name is Morgan. I'm a senior and an EDP major. That's the nickname I use for environmental design and policy planning. So I've had a pretty good experience with it thus far. I came into Stony Brook undecided and then ultimately ended up taking this major on after taking an Introduction to Sustainability class, because it really moved me to have sort of an interest in being able to apply my interest in my future. And so my experiences with this major have been pretty promising. I've made a lot of great connections through my professors and my advisors. It's really helpful that the classes are probably about 20 people, and they get smaller as you get to your upper division credits and everything, which is makes it better to sort of build relations with your classmates and sort of learn from them, and also build relationships with your professors. My interest in this major is the fact that it is so interdisciplinary and that it provides options for applying sort of anything regarding sustainable development in future. And definitely you can get a job right after college, or you can go forward and get higher education and everything. So it's really valuable in the fact that you learn a variety of skills, and Stony Brook does a good job of making sure that you have a variety of classes available to you in order to sort of be able to apply them in the future.
Thank you. So next we have our ecosystems and human impact major. So one thing you're going to really notice about our majors is everybody loves to talk about them. Everybody's really excited because the classes are so fun. So our ecosystems and human impact major is approximately 70 credits. It's also a Bachelor of Arts degree. And these courses are going to focus a lot more on anthropology, ecology, conservation, pollution, toxicology, sustainable natural resources, and public health. So students tend to go into toxicology, internships, and jobs, public health areas. A lot tend to focus on anthropology, ecosystem management, local government, and NGO work, private sector jobs, and many actually go on to both graduate school and veterinary schools, and the other health professions as well. So another really cool thing actually about this major is one of the academic courses actually recently published in a journal for their work on soil toxins on earthworms. So there are a lot of opportunities for research and literally getting your hands dirty. So I have two students here in this major, and they're really excited to talk about their experiences with the ecosystem and human impact major.
Hi, so I'm going to start by talking about that lab, the published paper that she just went over. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm Catherine Sander. I am an EHI major. That particular paper was published through Dr. Pochran's Worm Lab, which is a lab that both me and Adam are in right now. And it's really beneficial if you want practical skills for research. I highly recommend it. It's a class you sign up for. It's called EHI 350 or 351, depending on semester. And you get practical skills. Personally, I've done a lot of research with ivermectin and ELISA plates, which is something that I can take on to grad school or actual work. As far as the major itself, I think I've really benefited from it in that it's a mixed bag and it's a small program in a big facility. Like Stony Brook has a lot of resources available to you, but through EHI you get small class sizes, so you get more of a personal relationship with your professor. And when I came into Stony Brook, I wasn't really sure what kind of path I wanted to take. I only knew that I wanted to be an environmental. And by taking EHI, I really got to hone in on what I wanted to do and decided that I want to go become an environmental lawyer. So by taking EHI, I really found like my place. Good. Sorry.
Hi, I'm Adam. I'm also an EHI major. A lot of what Kat said is true, so I won't be able to add much to the discussion, but I'm also in the Worm Lab class, and I didn't go into this class really knowing how I was going to feel about it or if I was going to like it or not, if it was going to be interesting. But as I went through the year doing the same experiment that Kat was doing, I really started to enjoy it, growing something in a lab, working with different chemicals, doing experiments with that experiment itself. So I enjoyed my time there. Coming in as a freshman, I was excited to do this major because I really have a passion for conservation, the environment. But I definitely was exposed to other courses like anthropology, population studies. So it's broadened my horizons as far as what I want to do, as far as EHI and in general, the environment, whether I want to go teach in the future, higher education, or whether I want to do research or not.
Thank you. And that goes back to a little bit what I was saying earlier. Your professors are going to be scientists, they're going to be politicians, lawyers. So if you want experience in it, chances are that you're going to get exposed to the professionals in the field. So thank you very much, guys. So next up, we have our Environmental Humanities major. So this major is approximately 68 credits, and it's a Bachelor of Arts degree. So courses in this major are going to focus on technical writing, environmental change, environmental literature, environmental film, environmental media, politics, history, art, design. So if you're the kind of person that really likes creative things and you like the environment, this is probably a great major for you. So students in this major tend to seek out kind of writing positions, media positions, technical and science writing jobs and internships. You go into private sector, public sector jobs, documentary and filmmaking. So if you're interested in any of those, there are plenty of opportunities for you in this major. And with me, I have Elizabeth, and she's going to talk about some of her really cool experiences in the Environmental Humanities major.
Hi everyone, I'm Elizabeth. I'm a senior environmental humanities major at EHM. So I actually transferred here, and I transferred as a junior, and I knew I wanted to do something with environmental studies, but I didn't really know what. And I saw environmental humanities, and I thought it looked amazing because you get to focus on culture and anthropology aspects as well, and how that it has a correlation with like climate change and different environmental factors. So I thought that was really interesting. And I actually took a great course, and it was called Ecology and Evolution in Literature. It was amazing because it was all about like new age books that talk about climate change, but not, so you have to really think deeply about it. And it's not just like, this is climate change. It shows like what the world could come to once we deplete all natural resources. So that was definitely one of my favorite classes. I also really want to work on documentaries when I graduate. So I think that was a big plus with this major because you get exposure to them in basically every class you take. And just like everyone else said, your classes are very small. My 401 class right now is only 6 kids, and I love it because we're all friends and we all talk. And being that close with the professor is also a really good aspect.
Thank you. Okay, so next up we have environmental studies. So this major is going to be approximately 62 credits, and it's also a Bachelor of Arts degree. So this major is really cool because it's very interdisciplinary. So you're going to have the physical sciences, the natural sciences, the social sciences, the humanities. They're all going to come together to address ethical and socioeconomic, legal issues, political concerns, everything involving the environment. So the other really cool thing about this major, it has 3 concentrations. So we have the first concentration, conservation biology and physical anthropology. So those are going to be courses in anthropology, conservation, marine conservation, primate conservation, those kind of courses. Next, we have the marine science and ecology concentration, which is going to focus, like the title says, on the marine atmosphere and the marine environment and the conservation and the ecology of. Our last concentration is environmental law, waste management, public policy, which is going to focus on waste management, toxicology, environmental law, environmental literature, environmental philosophy. You're going to have a lot of politics in there. You're going to have some history courses. So students in this major tend to go in a wide range of different areas. We have students in this major who are going into NGO work, into government work, into policy work, into the aquariums, the zoos, the EPA, waste management facilities, green jobs, Riverhead Foundation. Pretty much if you can name it, we have students going in there from this major. And another big one that students really like this major for is law school. So if that's something that you're possibly interested in the future, come talk to us and we'll be more than happy to help you out with that. So I have another student here who is very excited to talk to you about the environmental studies major.
Hello, my name is Eileen, and I'm a junior, and I major in environmental studies. And one of the things that I appreciate about this major is that it's very interdisciplinary, like many of the majors here. And when I was a freshman, I wasn't really sure how much I wanted to narrow my scope. And one of the things that this major was able to offer me was that it covered a very broad range of courses, not just focusing on the hard sciences, but humanities courses as well. And I was able to meet a wide range of professors, again, with all their experiences. And so now I'm concentrating on marine biology. And one of the best courses, my favorite course, hands down, is my marine biology, my marine mammals course. And just a few weeks ago, I was able to participate in a necropsy of a harbor seal. So that was really interesting. And they offer many other opportunities like this, such as undergraduate research. I was able to participate in a clam disease lab over the summer. So that was a really good, interesting opportunity. And it kind of gives you it helps you expand your horizons until you can decide what you want to narrow your scope on and focus on one of the concentrations.
Excellent, thanks. So that just goes to show, just because you're not taking a Bachelor of Science degree doesn't mean you're not going to get your hands dirty in the sciences. So next we have speaking of marine science, our marine science degree. This degree is going to be, this Bachelor of Science degree, it'll be approximately 70 credits. It's going to focus on more of the physical aspects of the ocean. Think biological oceanography, ocean chemistry, marine pollution, conservation, ecology, toxicology work. Students in this major tend to really focus on internships and research, and they're going to go into government work, non-governmental agencies, marine research labs, the Riverhead Foundation, the EPA, local zoos, local aquariums, shellfish revitalization projects, graduate schools, they go into higher education. You name it. If it involves the ocean, we have students there and they love it. We also have, very similarly, our marine vertebrate biology major. Okay. This major, although very similar, is a little bit different. So it's going to be 72 credits, and it is also a Bachelor of Science degree as well. This major, however, is going to focus more on the biological aspects and the zoological aspects of the marine environment. You're going to have classes in sea turtles, seabirds, marine mammals, apex predators, ichthyology, which is the study of fish, marine conservation, fisheries management, invertebrate zoology courses. So students in this major tend to focus more on the animal side. They're going to get internships and do research with shellfish, They're going to do it with the EPA, local aquariums, zoos, the Quag Wildlife Refuge, the Bronx Zoo, research labs, and a lot actually going to health science programs, veterinary school, and graduate school as well with this major. So I have Omar here, and he's really excited to tell you all about his experiences with the marine vertebrate biology major.
Hi, my name is Omar. I'm a senior. So this major I think is really great because it focuses on the biology, like Chrissy said, which is if that's like the thing that you like the most, like more than like math and physics and stuff, I think that that'd be the best major because it's like very, very biology intensive. Like the other students have said before, one of the best things about this major, like all the other majors in SoMAS, is that the class sizes are really small, especially the higher that you get in the level of classes that you take. So right now my classes are at largest maybe like 20 students, and it's really great because you get to have like a personal relationship with your professor. It's really nice being like just a student in a crowd in a lecture. It's nice knowing your professor knows you by name. A lot of the classes that focus on animals and stuff, you get to actually do work with animals. So like in my invertebrate zoology class, we have labs every week where we have new, animals brought in and we do dissections, we see live animals. So if you like animals, then I think that this is definitely the major that you would want to check out. Also, the skills that I've learned in this major have been like practically useful because I was able to use a lot of the things that I learned about fish ecology in my internship that I did over the summer that was about fish ecology. And I think that like putting marine vertebrate biology major down on my resume is what helped me get it. So if this is the way that you're looking to go for animals, I think that this is definitely, the major that would be best.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So it looks like we have a question.
If they're interested in environmental science but do not know what they want to major in, do they have to major in?
We do have a lot of students, like they've mentioned before, who do tend to switch majors. Sometimes you take a class and you realize that maybe the major that you went into is not the place for you. And you take a class and you say, wow, this is really what I'm meant to do. So it is very, very common for students to change majors. The good thing is a lot of our majors are very similar to each other. So you're not going to lose many credits by switching. A lot of times too, you'll find new things that you really like. We're also here to help you along your way. So I'm here to help you. Maybe you're not sure about some things. We'll talk about it, and we'll get you where you need to be. Sorry? Yeah. So we actually have a student who had that very similar thing. I know you were saying that you came in undecided,
Yeah,
right?
I did.
So do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Sure. So I came to Stony Brook knowing that I liked Stony Brook enough, so that was where I wanted to go to school, but I wasn't exactly sure what sort of program I was interested in. So my first year, I took a large variety of classes to sort of get an idea of what program or major I was mostly interested in. So I ended up taking Introduction to Sustainability class because it sounded interesting to me. And then after that, I talked to my professor and he actually ended up being like the major advisor and everything like going forward. But I just had a really good experience in that class. Like it was very interactive. We sort of did things outside of the classroom, which was a nice feeling to sort of be able to apply your work outside of the classroom. So yeah, after taking that class, I decided to go into that major.
Excellent.
Another question. What careers can you pursue in marine biology and environmental science?
Pretty much anything that involves... I'm sorry? Oh, okay. So the question was, what kind of careers can you go into with a degree in marine science or environmental science? So you can go into a whole bunch of different things. With marine science, you can go into the heavy lab work, you can go into the chemistry work, you can go into the ocean physics work, or you can go into the government side of it, you can go into the aquariums, you can work with animals, really anything. And the same thing goes for environmental studies. The environmental studies major tends to have a little less focus on the hard sciences. You're going to get an introduction to it, but you're not going to go in as deep. Instead, you're going to get more of a well-rounded education. You're going to have some experience with the humanities, the social sciences, a little bit of law, a little bit of climate change. So it's not as focused, but like I said, you have the concentrations. So if let's say you're not really fond of organic chemistry, but you still want to do marine biology, that's an option for you as well. Do we have students that double major in any of our majors? Yes, we do. I don't want to say they're common, but I can name a few right off the top of my head. It's difficult. It's not recommended right off the bat. However, if you are a very strong student and you do like a few different areas, then we'll definitely help you where you need to go with that one. But we definitely do. Continuing on with our majors, we have the last one we have is sustainability studies. It's about 70 credits. It's a Bachelor of Arts degree as well. It's very interdisciplinary. It's going to focus on technical writing, communication skills, economics, renewable resources, mapping, the economy, ecology courses, development, public policy and planning, and politics. So students in this major get a wide range of internships and jobs, anything from private and public sector jobs, economy work, local government, advocacy work. Green sector jobs is a very big one that we have in this major, environmental consulting, sustainable economic development, and everything along those kind of lines. We also have a geospatial science minor, which is a 21 to 22 credit minor, which students can really tack on to any major. It's going to focus on GIS design, mapping, remote sensing, project management, data analysis. If you like technology, this is the minor for you. It's a really in-demand field, which is really cool too. We're always getting companies asking us for students in this minor. Students get internships and jobs in air and water quality control, mapping, ocean and atmospheric trend monitoring, and a lot of them actually go into government work as well. Lucy is a GSS minor, and she's going to tell you briefly about her experiences with that as well.
So, hi again. So as a coastal major, I had to take an intro to GIS course, and I found myself quickly excelling in the coursework itself, so much to the point where I was helping folks in my class out with the software, even though I had just learned it that semester. And that experience has allowed me to go on and give presentations at different conferences. And I also had a position with the creators of the GIS software called ESRI, and they allowed me to intern with them. So hopefully more students from the university will be able to share similar experiences that I've had.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Do people do study abroad?
Do people do study abroad? That's a great question. So we actually do have some study abroad opportunities that students do. We have programs in Tanzania. We have program, which is our winter program that's going to be running this year. And that program is really cool because students are getting hands-on experience doing scuba diving work. They're in caves, they're climbing waterfalls. In Tanzania, they're going on safaris and making documentaries. We have students in Madagascar who are in the rainforests, actually working with primates, and top primatologists, anthropologists. Dr. Patricia Wright runs that program, and she's very world-renowned. We also have some really cool programs in Ireland and England.
Hi, so I'm Elizabeth again, and I studied abroad this summer in Ireland, England. So Ireland for 3 weeks and 1 week in England in London. and it was one of the best things I've ever done. I would definitely recommend study abroad. We got to climb an amazing mountain. It's called Diamond Hill, but don't let hill fool you. It's definitely a mountain. That was amazing. We got to get so immersed in Irish and English culture, and we learned all about back to the Celts. It was amazing, and I definitely had the best time. And I've made some lifelong friends from that trip.
I'm Katie again, and I went to Ireland over a winter session, and that was 3 weeks. So one of the really cool things about some of the study abroad programs is that they're offered in summer and winter, which for some majors is your best option because a lot of our courses are only offered once a year. So the fact that we can still study abroad and do things like that makes the program really special. But when I went to Ireland, we were there for 3 weeks, and it was definitely one of the best experiences of my life. You really do get immersed in the culture, and the person who leads it is actually SoMAS faculty, and she's so knowledgeable about the environment in Ireland. So I was there taking Irish history courses, but it felt at times like Irish environmental classes because just everywhere we went, she could point out these things. And it was really, really cool to learn about environments of different countries. And it was just such a great experience. And like Elizabeth, I also made really lifelong friends.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that, guys. So another thing that comes up a lot, students ask about research opportunities. The students briefly mentioned it before, but we do have research opportunities. We encourage students to go out and seek their own by talking to their professors, talking to their friends. We also post opportunities on our message board on occasion, but your best opportunity would definitely be to network with your professors. And students could start actually at their freshman year. And we encourage students to do that. You can get academic credit, you can get funding, there's some scholarship opportunities for students. So it's something that we definitely recommend that you do. Some other really cool things is we have our Semester by the Sea program. You spend a full semester either in the spring or in the fall out in Southampton. And the really cool thing about this program is you are on the beach or by the beach 3 to 4 times a week. You're getting your hands dirty, you're getting the water, you're in our research laboratories, there's internship opportunities out there, you're doing research, and you're also on our research vessels as well. We do have a bunch of those. It's really great. And if you don't want to do the Semester by the Sea, we do have a lot of our courses in our Southampton campus, in our Marine Research Lab out there. You are able to take independent courses out there, even if you don't want to spend the whole summer out there. It is definitely something that we recommend. It's a very peaceful campus. It's very beautiful out there. We highly recommend it. So with that, we're going to wrap up for today. So thank you very much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you guys soon. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact enroll@stonybrook.edu. Thank you.